103-year-old man earned thousands begging, didn't keep anything for himself. When you hear the word saint, you think of godlike men and women who were alive centuries ago. At the very least, you don't think about people who are actually living today when you think about saints, but there are. This man spent his life doing something so saint-like that his name will be remembered long after his body's been buried. Dobry Dobrev, who was born on July 20th, 1914, was a man with a spirit of a saint. In fact, Dobry was actually known as the saint from the village of Bylovo because of what he did each and every day for the people of his community. Every morning, the old man would walk 15 miles to the capital of Sofia in Bulgaria to stand in front of the Cathedral of Alexander Nevsky. While he was a religious man, he wasn't there to speak to a priest or to preach his sermon on the corner. Dobry arrived at the church every single day to ask for donations. But you see, Dobry wasn't interested in donations for himself. Dobry was asking for donations to help out others who were in need. Throughout the years, Dobry managed to raise over $44,000 in donations from caring people at the church. According to Daily Buzz, Dobry gave every single dime that he'd collected to charities, to restoring churches, and to help orphanages pay their bills. Despite the fact that he'd collected so much money, Dobry survived on a meager pension of around $100 a month. Then, in 2000, Dobry gave all his possessions, including his home, to the Orthodox Church in Bylovo. Ever since then, Dobry had lived a non-materialistic, selfless lifestyle. After devoting his life to God, Dobry said, "God gives me bread." Even though Dobry had a bed of his own, he'd always preferred sleeping on the floor. More often than not, the people who've stopped to speak to the old man, who says that God is the way, have broken down into tears from simply being in his presence. In a 2000 film called Might, Dobry said, "The good will is just and true. Everything in it is good. We must not lie, nor steal, nor commit adultery. We must love each other as God loves us." Dobry spent his entire life giving to the needy, but he never felt the need to put his good deeds on display. Considering that he wore homemade clothes with simple sandals, the old wise man with the long white beard looked more like a wizard than a man. The townspeople adored him and quite frequently offered to pay for his bus fare when he could no longer walk the 15 miles to town. Unsurprisingly, Dobry always refused the offers. "Dobry is an extremely rare phenomenon," said Bishop Tikhon from the Alexander Nevsky Cathedral. This living saint was able to bring light to a community that suffered through an incredible amount of darkness. Sadly, one day the townspeople stopped seeing Grandpa Dobry outside the church. At the age of 103, Dobry passed away on February 13th, 2018. According to Nova.bg, Dobry was laid to rest in the churchyard next to the small building where he'd lived next to the church since the year 2000. Dobry may have gone from this world, but his kind, giving spirit will live on to inspire others to help as he did.